Hello YouTube, this is Dan coming at you with another video for students of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is my haul video for I guess March through early May of 2017. So I'll probably be posting more of these as I go along, but this is like the first chunk. These books I bought over the course of a few months here. These are excluding stuff that I bought at our comic book trip that we took in late March, which you guys can check on our channel. This is just stuff that I bought in my own time, and without further ado, I think we should get started. So I think total around in terms of cost, I think all this stuff came out to be about $300, which is not that much compared to what I got here. So the first thing I like to show is in honor of the people in my club. So as you can see here, and you can see me holding the camera in the back. I'll put it down. This is Demon in a Bottle, which is issue 128 of Iron Man, as the first volume. And this is the last issue of the classic Demon in a Bottle storyline. And as you can see here, I got it in a frame. This didn't come with a frame. I bought the frame because this is easily worth $50 itself. I think I looked it up online as well as what they told me they paid for it. So again, big shout out to you guys so much. Thank you everyone in the club who helped pay for this as a gift for me going away as the president. I really appreciate it, and it's just when I took it out of the bag and board to put it in this frame, I looked at the grading, and it looks pretty good actually. It still looks like it's pretty good condition, so I'll definitely be holding on to that forever. As you can see here, I'm gonna frame it right now onto this. So let's see. Yeah, so let's just make sure this thing stays. There we go. So you can see right there, up there, next to my Spider-Man thing. Okay. So besides that single issue, I also was able to buy all these other collections. So for the rest of this video, this is all collections. There's no single issues. I might cover that in a separate video. But yeah, my single collection is very pathetic. I usually just collect a lot of trade stuff. So I'll just jump in. So the first thing on this side is we have Ultimate Comics Spider-Man Volume 1. And this is Miles Morales Spider-Man. I recently read Spider-Man, so I've been trying to collect all the different volumes of Miles Morales Spider-Man. And this is the first one. I have volumes 3 and 5. I just ordered, I think, volume 2 or... Yeah, but I think volume 2's, and I'm gonna order volume 4, so then I'll have all 5 volumes. They're really skinny. Probably should have just opted for the complete collections, but I've been able to find these for really cheap, so awesome. I really love Spider-Man because it introduced Miles as a character, and the interaction he has with his people in his universe are just really awesome. So I'm really excited to see him, in his own book, and hopefully one day in his own movie, so that'd be awesome. So the next thing on this pile is Iron Man, The Invincible Iron Man by Matt Fraction and Salvador Larroca. It's the future. This is volume 11. I recently I'm on volume 9 right now of Invincible Iron Man. So this has some stuff. Let's see what it is it's collecting. Yeah, 521 to 527. So the end of Matt Fraction's run on the character before an event happened. I forget what event it was. Vince could probably tell me what it is later. But yeah, so I've read the first 2 hardcovers of Matt Fraction's run on Iron Man, and I loved it. That included Most Wanted and 5 Nightmares, stuff like that. So I can't wait to get to finish this series and have it on the shelf. You can see the Mandarin on the back. And he's been a slow burn in this whole book, so that's cool. This one, which I just recently finished today or yesterday, is Invincible Iron Man Fear Itself. This is also by Fraction and LaRocca. And this is actually part of this volume, part of this run as well, the Invincible Iron Man run. And this includes a lot of stuff. This includes, Iron Man 504 to 509 and Fear Itself 7.3. I would definitely suggest reading the Fear Itself book, because it does touch on, what happens in it, but, if you want to understand the whole story, I would read it. I heard it's not really a good event, but I thought this was a pretty decent tie-in. I don't think it was too bad. The whole like basis behind this whole story is like the Great Gargoyle is going around turning people into stone, and Iron Man leaves, or Tony leaves Earth to go to Svartalheim, which is, you know, in the Asgard or in Thor's world, you know, that kind of whole universe there, or one of the realms, and he makes this armor that can be used to help fight the Great Gargoyle, and it's really badass. So I would definitely suggest picking it up. It has a lot of, you know, brings back Bethany Cabe, which if you guys are Iron Man fans, you'll know that that was his long time head of security person. So, you know, has Pepper, and then has more flashbacks with Happy because he's dead at this point from, you know, Civil War time. I'll just keep going with this stack because this stuff comes after this. So, you know, these three, actually, you know what? I think these are in the wrong order. Let me see. Yeah, let me do this. Let me do it in this order. So, you know, I still haven't gotten to Avengers yet, but I'm going to read all this stuff in one sitting. I have the first two Avengers West Coast stuff, as you guys saw in the other video that we posted. I got the original miniseries and the first volume, which has 1 to 9. And this one is Sins of the Past, and you can see Hawkeye. It's shrink wrap, so it's really nice. And this has issues 10 to 16 and annual number 1 of West Coast Avengers. So you can see here, you know, Wonder Man and Iron Man, Hawkeye, Tigra. So I'm really excited to read all this stuff, especially since it's in this nice hardcover. So yeah, I got that. And I got the next volume, which is West Coast Avengers Lost in Space Time. And this is just more stuff. So you can see here, the back looks really awesome. You know, I'm a big Avengers fan, so I can't wait to sit down and actually read all the stuff for the first time. It's going to be awesome. And then West Coast Avengers Zodiac Attack, which is the one that comes after this. So, you know, all these are nice, some nice good hardcovers. The only thing that kind of makes me a little bit upset is how this one has that green Marvel logo and the other ones do red, but it's a very small thing. I mean, these are all very good shaped books, got them from Amazon. They're all still in shrink wrap, so that's really nice to know. All written by Englehart, so good stuff. The next stuff I got is also West Coast Avengers, but they weren't in hardcover, or the hardcover was just really expensive on Amazon, so I just opted for these little books. They're Marvel pocket books, and I think they're sold by Panini Books for the most part on Amazon, so if you want to check out what they're selling in terms of Marvel stuff, they just reprint older editions. This is Darker Than Scarlet, so this picks up, yeah, I think pretty sure this one picks up after the last hardcover of this is, so you can see Scarlet Witch on this on the front with Wonder Man and a bunch of other characters. So excited to read that. You know, it doesn't really bother me that it's a little smaller size. I know some people kind of don't like that, but as long as I have the material to read, that's fine. And also, you look at here, Avengers West Coast Vision Quest. This is the next volume that picks up after that. So you can see Ultron on the back, you know, along with like Hawkeye and other people. So this is another Avengers West Coast book, and I think this is also collected in the John Byrne. I think either both of these or this one, they're both collected in the John Byrne Avengers Omnibus. So if you prefer oversized hardcover format, I would definitely pick that up because that has this in here, so you can opt for that. I might eventually upgrade to that eventually and just sell these off. We'll see how I feel. So yeah, so we have more Avengers. There's a theme here. So the next thing I bought is the Avengers Judgment Day Epic Collection, which, you know, let's see what it contains. This is later stuff. So this has Avengers 278 to 285, annual number 16, graphic novel number 27, Emperor Doom and the X-Men versus the Avengers number 1 to 4, that miniseries, and the West Coast Avengers number 2. So some double dipping here, but that's fine. Just one issue. You can see here the back looks freaking amazing. Cannot wait to read this stuff. You know, I've read some Roger Stern stuff, so I think, you know, can't wait to see how this goes. Always cool seeing these people go to space, the Avengers. So yeah, this is part of Marvel's Epic Collection run, which you can see here from the spine. That's what they look like. They look really great on the shelf. So again, pick this up if you haven't already. Another Avengers Epic Collection I've picked up as well is Final Threat. This has Shooter and Conway, and Perez drawing. Starlin as well involved. You can see here Thanos and some really other great cosmic stuff going on here. I cannot wait to read all this stuff. You know, I'm a big Iron Man fan, but I'm also a really big Avengers fan. I like team up books. I read the first 3 volumes of Claremont's X-Men, and I really like that. So I can't wait to see what these draw or artists and writers have for the Avengers. And this is kind of this is a little bit earlier in the Avengers run. This is like 150 to 166, annual 6 to 7 supervillain team up number 9, and Marvel 2-in-1 annual number 2. This is volume 9 of the Avengers Epic Collection run. So another great book. Can't wait to read that. Getting down to the pile here, we have Fantastic Four, volume 5, Essential. So these are black and white books. So if you're not a big fan of reading black and white, I would suggest buying these. This is just some more material from. I don't think they don't put the writers on here. I guess I'll look that up. Lee and Kirby. So this is more stuff from them, and you can see here there's Dr. Doom and all that stuff. I have the first 8 volumes of this Fantastic Four Essentials now. Depending on how I feel, I might upgrade to the omnibuses eventually. I know there's only like 3 from the first, from the beginning, so some of the stuff is not covered in those. So I'll be reading that eventually. The next book is another Fantastic Four Essential. This is volume 3, and it has I believe this has Galactus trilogy in it. So I'm really excited to read that, and I really haven't read a lot of Fantastic Four, so I can't really say much about them at this point. I think I read Ultimate Fantastic Four, which I know is completely new, different take on the characters. So this is the more traditional, obviously the most traditional stuff that they have. So I can't wait to. Eventually, I will sit down and I'll read all 8 volumes of the Fantastic Four Essentials. So that should be interesting. The next thing I have here is Hawkeye by Matt Fraction, and a bunch of different artists on this one. You can see here, just for a second, this cover looks just amazing. I love the art on this. I just can't wait to see what's inside. I believe this has the Pizza Dog issue, which is awesome. I remember reading it with us. We read it in a meeting one time. This also has Kate Bishop in it, so really excited. Haven't really read any Hawkeye stuff. The only exposure I've had to Hawkeye so far is in a few West Coast Avengers books that Iron Man was in, and also his debut in Iron Man back in the Tales of Suspense era. So I'm really excited to read a more modern take on the character. I've heard this is probably the most acclaimed, if not the best, Hawkeye runs. If not one of the best Marvel books to come out in the recent history. So excited to read that. Let's see what that's all about. I have volume 1 too, so I have volume 1, so I'll just be reading both of them together. And the last big thing that I have here for my haul video is the Invincible Iron Man Omnibus of Kurt Busiek and Sean Chen. And as you guys know, I'm a big Iron Man fan. He's my favorite character of any book. You can see here, this art just looks amazing. Sean Chen just does a really good job. I'm not sure. I guess he's he's the one who drew the cover. And I'm just this is more modern. This is the most one of the modern runs on Iron Man. So I'm really excited to see how they translate him to more modern sense. I guess I don't know. You can see here the cover roll, reinventing the Armored Avenger. On the back, you have all the collecting stuff. So, has a bunch of stuff, besides just Iron Man. Has Captain America and Quicksilver and Avengers. The Iron Age on the bottom as well. So, and there's the spine. Looks great. I love the classic armor that's in the back, or the classic face plate that's in the back. That's kind of cool. And there's that art as well. It's a pretty skinny omnibus. I think it's probably, if I had to compare it to a shape of another omnibus, it'd probably be the shape of probably the first Uncanny omnibus. It's a little bit on the smaller size, but you know, it's still really great. So that's my haul video for this. Be looking out for another collection update that I'll be posting soon, hopefully. So yeah, this has been Dale, and until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.